Hello everyone, this is Topher Edwards, author of the BPD Journal series. I want to apologize for the production quality. I think you'll find I'm a better author than speaker. Anyway, I've decided to make a series of YouTube videos to kind of add on to the series of books that I'm putting out. A bit of a supplement to dig in deeper to this whole world of mental health, mental illness. Because I have a lot more to say about that. I see myself as an author second, and my passion is primarily in educating and just discussing and talking about mental health, mental illness, people who suffer from it, people who know people who suffer from it, and people who are completely oblivious to mental illness, people who need to be educated because they have these misconceptions, they have these preconceived notions in their head about people with mental illness, and that's what causes all the stigma. And it's not always a case of, well, that person has this feeling, so they must be an asshole. Sometimes, yeah. But sometimes it's just about educating the person, and I experienced that a couple weeks ago, and it was actually a really good feeling, and I want to see more of that. So I've decided to give this a shot and see where it goes. So I'll be covering things like stigma, different types of mental illnesses, touch on the major ones. I'm not an expert by any means. BPD, bipolar, generalized anxiety disorder, depression, you name it. I'll take requests, do the best I can. Medications, I'm much more of an expert than I want to be on that, but still not an expert by definition. So again, that's something more to leave to the professionals. I'll also throw in updates about my books. Like, for example, if I were to say there's a third one called Stable and Stability coming out summer 2017. I don't know. Something like that. Theoretically. And then I'll also take recommendations. So if you want to know something, if you have a question, post it in the comments, post it on the Facebook page for the BPD journals. I will try and do my best to cover it. So I also want to say thank you to everyone who has supported me. When I first set out to do this whole thing, I said if I could help just one person feel like they aren't so alone, even just one person seek the help they need, then I will be happy. Never in my life did I imagine that I would reach this many people. And every time I get a message from someone saying thank you, I thought I was the only one. I've never felt anything like it, and it always seems to come at the right time when I'm having a bad day, or which is most of the time, which is when I'm having a worse day. And it just fuels me to keep going. And I know that this is what I need to do. And as we're moving forward, I know people are really, connecting with my story, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, because that means that they're going through the same pain that I went through, or similar pain, but at the same time, I'm now better equipped to help. And now I feel like we can start a community where there's open discourse, where we can have these discussions and not worry about how people are going to see us. So that's another hope. So feel free to use the Facebook page for the BPD journals as an open discussion. Or send me a message if you don't feel comfortable having your name out there. Everything will stay anonymous. I will not use it in my books. I will not use it anywhere. It will stay between us. And finally, anything I say, remember, I'm not an expert. If you have mental health concerns, you need to see a professional, and you need to be an advocate for yourself. So you need to be educated as well. So if I say I went on Zoloft and it gave me this crazy feeling and I was walking around town muttering, "This isn't right," at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then next day you go to your doctor and he says, "I think I'm going to give you Zoloft," don't freak out. A lot of people take Zoloft and it's fine. So what I'm saying is just, I'm not an expert. Everyone has different experiences. Okay? And I think that's about it. So, this is me. Not really much to look at. Sorry, I'm new to this whole YouTube video thing. I'm sure with practice I'll get better. So, have to put this in there. If you haven't picked up either BP Journals A Year in the Life or the second one, Remission and Relapse, they are both available on Amazon, and I am working diligently to get better, higher quality versions of the paperback of both available. And once the third one is released, I'll have all of it available through Amazon as well. So remember, never stop fighting, because mental illness won't.